Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm just going to tell about a story about what we did over the weekend. And over the weekend, we are still under stay-at-home order, and we decided to go out. My family and I, when I say we went to this lake in West Philadelphia, where I pass along this all the time, and I could not believe that there was a lake here. I did not know there was a lake, but we decided to explore our city. So I'm going to show some footage of the lake and the beauty of what's going on in Philly. So stay tuned. Okay, so in today's video, we had this lake is in Philly. It's called the Concourse Lake, and it is in between Belmont Avenue and Parkside Avenue. And well, actually it's on South Concourse Drive, but really the next big street is really Belmont, Parkside, and Avenue of the Republic. And when you're driving, if you're coming off of the highway on Belmont Ave, you would be making a left you'll make a left on Belmont Avenue, and then you'll make a right, which is what we took. And we took a right on Avenue of the Republic. And normally it's a big space. I knew that it's very popular for hiking and bicycling, and and there's a lot of monuments there as well, like statues and different things to do, different stuff to see. You have the Man's Theater, which is right up the street, which is like right around the Absinthe Fountain. So my family and I, we went and we walked around, and we parked on the Avenue of the Republic, and we walked the trail on the Concourse Lake Trail, which we were able to kind of walk around the entire lake, and it was a nice walk. We got to see different things that you didn't know that was it. I didn't even know there was a lake in Philly. I didn't know, and I've been here practically in the Philadelphia area all my life, and it was just one of those natural hidden treasures that is in the city. So really when we walked, of course it was like a little swampy. It's not like something you can really go swimming or fish in, but we saw a lot of lily pads. We saw frogs, and also we saw turtles sunbathing all along the different rocks and branches that were in the lake, and it was very serene. It was very peaceful. You got to see a lot of people walking around and seeing what different stuff, like these. It was definitely like a metropolitan paradise in this area, and the kids had fun. It was really, really fun. And then of course we decided after we walked the lake, more people were coming by. People were bicycling, definitely jogging, walking, and just sitting and enjoying the weather, because it was a really nice day out, and just enjoying the scenery. And instead we went across Belmont Avenue, because we also there is the Shofuso, if I'm pronouncing that right in my Japanese voice, Shofuso Japanese house, and garden. And we walked across. We didn't walk, but we drove across the street to Belmont Avenue, across Belmont Avenue on the other side, and we parked in front of the Carroll House, and even up ahead there is another monument, and then you also have the Police Touch Museum just a little bit further up, which unfortunately all that stuff is closed now because of the COVID-19 and the orders of non-essential businesses being open. Well, had to close, I should say. but we but right now we can actually go out and walk along the parks and the trails and enjoy, and as long as we are adhering to social distancing orders, everything is fine. So of course there was a lot of people on the, it was more crowded on the other side of the park. We walked the trail from the Carroll House parking lot. We walked over through this little trail in between, and you could see the Japanese house. It's an authentic Japanese house that was a gift to the city of Philadelphia, and it's authentic. And I've been there. I went there when I was in college, and I studied Japanese for very briefly. Studied the language, and and I'm a huge anime fan on top of that. So and I really wanted to share the house with my kids and my husband, and that was one thing that I always wanted to do, was when it's springtime and the cherry blossoms are blooming, because we do have cherry blossoms, and it's to bring them to the Japanese house so that they can experience the culture and to experience the scenery of that monument. It's not even so much a monument, but it's more so just to embrace culture, a different culture that is different than ours. Because my husband and I, we are huge anime fans, and that's what we bonded over and met over, was anime. But I took it a step further to learn Japanese, but that's either here or there. Don't ask me. The only thing I can't really say too much in Japanese, because most of the language is I kind of forgot how to say some things. But there's a pond at this Japanese house, and in front of the house, and also there is another park and trails, and along the way we saw people sitting out in the park, climbing trees, having, adhering to social distancing orders, and just enjoying the sunshine. Around the area is different monuments, and there's even a bigger, it's part of Fairmount Park, which is one of the I guess one of the largest parks in the United States. Fairmount Park, it spans over a large distance throughout the city of Philadelphia, and really from there, it's like in the same area there's different trails, there's different national parks, which is kind of hard to believe that we have actual national parks in Philadelphia. There is, even if you walk along the different trails and the different roads, there is, of course, there is the Fairmount Park Horticulture Center, and there is also the Pavilion of the trees, and of course, and I did mention the Please Touch Museum, which is which is a very famous, well, not so much famous, but it's extremely family friendly, and for kids for parents that would bring their kids to the museum, where they can basically play the whole time. And a lot of people bring their kids there, and there's different softball fields within this park. It's an extremely, and I'm just touching on the West Philly side of the park, and which is spanning a lot more than what I'm briefly going over. And this is all alongside, and this is all within the Philadelphia area, in the West Philadelphia area. And you're also within walking distance to Martin Luther King Drive, which is on the other side of the Schuylkill River. And then during the warmer weather, there would be along Martin Luther King Drive would be different marathons, and they run all along Martin Luther King Drive to the art museum. And there, and and even to go there and just to tour the area is extremely great, and you could see so much from this point in off of Martin Luther King Drive. So this was actually going to be a very short video. I was just going over what me and the family had did over the weekend, and maybe if you're coming over to Philly, maybe you'll check it out and explore as well. There's so much more even then. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention about the Mann Center. There's different the Mann Center, which is great for where they have their shows for musicals and plays. That's also where they have the Universal Circus every once in a while. I think every year, when it comes to town, it's there. That's also a sight to see. And as I said, it's this. I'm just barely touching the surface with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe below if you want to learn more about Philadelphia or in the surrounding areas. You could definitely also give me a call. I love it when you give me a call or text or email to get in contact with me. I would love to talk to you over the phone or even by Zoom. Until next time, I'll talk to you later and have a good one.